Rick.
Hey, adrenaline junkies. Welcome to Police Pursuit. Today we launch a new, fresh series, When People Messed with the Wrong Cops. Every reckless choice flips on instant justice mode. Buckle up. Let's roll right now, folks.
Rick out, rollover.
It's just a bad dream.
On April 21st, 2026, Arkansas State Police units were involved in a pursuit of a pickup truck that moved through multiple roadways with constantly changing speeds. The suspect repeatedly accelerated and slowed down, making the situation unpredictable as troopers worked to maintain control of the pursuit.
He's not stopping. We're going off Barn Avenue, headed towards Peachtree.
As the chase continued, the vehicle traveled through several intersections, ignoring traffic signals and putting other motorists at risk. The situation escalated as the suspect approached a red light without slowing.
Okay, we're still on Juniper crossing Railroad. We're gonna pull and hit.
The driver ran the red light at speed and collided violently, causing the vehicle to lose control and flip over onto its side near the roadway. The impact marked the end of the pursuit.
Bad Rick. Gonna be Walnut. Turn over, fire. Stay in 15.
The crash was the decisive moment. The vehicle ran the red light at high speed, lost control, and flipped onto its side near the roadside in an instant, bringing the pursuit to an end. Troopers quickly moved in and secured the scene, approaching the overturned vehicle to assess the situation. What began as a dynamic pursuit across multiple streets ended in a major crash, highlighting how reckless driving and fleeing through intersections can quickly lead to loss of control and serious consequences.
Hey, somebody got a fire extinguisher. Somebody got a fire extinguisher. It's on fire. You ain't got one. You got one? Hey, somebody check on them. Do y'all see anybody? Yeah, he's right here.
An Arkansas state trooper attempted to stop a black Genesis sedan speeding northbound on Interstate 55 late at night. Instead of stopping, the driver accelerated aggressively, quickly pushing the situation into a high-speed pursuit. Speeds climbed toward 140 miles per hour as the Genesis weaved through traffic, forcing the trooper to stay tight behind. The pursuit intensified as both vehicles moved at extreme speed through the interstate corridor. During the chase, the trooper attempted a TVI maneuver to end it. In a split second, the patrol unit lost traction and spun violently across the roadway, rotating nearly 180 degrees as sparks flew from beneath the cruiser. Despite the dramatic spinout, the suspect continued fleeing and ultimately escaped. The trooper confirmed he was not injured. Multiple charges are expected if the driver is identified, showing how high-speed interventions carry real risk and how quickly control can be lost at extreme speeds.
Sam Adam, we're still going.
An Arkansas state trooper spotted a brown Chevrolet Malibu speeding through an active work zone near Tawnytown. When a traffic stop was attempted, the driver refused to slow down and instead accelerated, triggering a high-speed pursuit. The Malibu aggressively weaved through traffic, rapidly changing lanes as speeds pushed past 140 miles per hour along US 412. The driver continued reckless maneuvers while attempting to pass vehicles in heavy traffic and through a curved section of roadway. Moments later, while trying to maneuver around another vehicle, the driver suddenly lost control. The Malibu struck a cable median barrier, flipped multiple times, and came to rest overturned across the roadway.
He's about to wreck out. Wreck out, roll over. We're in the air, 1016.
The driver was trapped inside the vehicle with the roof collapsed and had to be extricated by EMS before being transported for treatment. Multiple charges are expected, including felony fleeing and reckless driving, showing how a single reckless decision at extreme speed can quickly lead to total loss of control.
Look this way and cover your face, okay? I'm gonna bust that window over there. She's trapped. She's trapped. It's like the head. 14 don't run on.
On April 24, 2026, a trooper responded to assist a local unit tracking a fleeing pickup truck in Brooklyn. The suspect vehicle was quickly located, and when emergency lights were activated, the driver immediately accelerated, triggering a high-risk pursuit.
He's the wrong way on the westbound shoulder. 10-4. Traffic's moderate, speed 65. Still wrong way on the shoulder.
The suspect drove into oncoming lanes and onto the shoulder of Highway 18, forcing multiple motorists to take evasive action. Speeds continued climbing as the vehicle crossed lanes erratically, making it too dangerous to attempt a pit due to traffic conditions.
That's me. That's what they want me to get back here.
As the pursuit reached nearly 100 miles per hour, the situation escalated. Approaching a curve, the suspect attempted to pass a yielding vehicle but swerved, striking it at high speed. The impact sent the vehicle spinning into another car, pushing both off the roadway.
He just wrecked out, hit a car in the rear end.
He just wrecked out, hit a car in the rear end.
They just crossed the road and hit another vehicle. Get out! Get out!
The suspect vehicle came to a stop shortly after with disabling damage. The driver, Chase Phillips, was taken into custody and later charged with multiple offenses including felony fleeing and DWI. Several civilians were injured. What began as a pursuit quickly turned into a multi-vehicle crash, showing how reckless decisions behind the wheel can endanger everyone on the road.
Just arrested out of the truck. This is. I'm good, bro. I'm not gonna flip, bro. My feet hurt so bad, too. Oh.
On April 20th, 2026, LRPD officers attempted to stop a white Jeep Grand Cherokee displaying a fictitious plate near I-630 and Main Street. The driver, Karam Fudail, refused to yield and accelerated, triggering a high-speed pursuit through the city. During the chase, the suspect drove recklessly and was involved in a crash at 12th and Woodrow but continued fleeing. Officers also observed him discard a firearm from the vehicle near 29th and Jefferson. Arkansas State Police joined the pursuit and assumed primary. A TVI was executed, forcing the vehicle into a ditch, but the driver regained control and continued fleeing before units eventually lost visual contact. A coordinated search followed, and the suspect was later located and taken into custody without incident. The discarded firearm, a modified DB-15 rifle capable of full auto fire, was recovered. Fudail now faces multiple serious charges, showing how fleeing only escalates the situation and leads to far greater consequences. In the early morning of April the 26th, 2026, an officer observed a Dodge Journey driving the wrong way on University, nearly causing a head-on collision. When a stop was attempted, the driver continued recklessly through a parking lot, returned to the roadway, ran a red light, and accelerated, triggering a pursuit.
University in Colonel Glenn might be coming to a stop. Going the wrong way, the roads here. And going back northbound on.
The vehicle reached speeds over 50 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone. A first TVI was executed, shredding the front tire, but the vehicle continued moving on the rim.
Simple, TVI. TVI, UALR. They still roll a little bit.
A second TVI was then performed, causing the vehicle to rotate and come to a stop.
See evidence received. Go ahead.
Yeah, I did.
999 pursued.
Show me your hands. Show me your
The driver locked the doors, ignored commands, and reached toward the center console. The window was broken and a taser was deployed but proved ineffective.
Show me your hand, bro.
The suspect continued resisting until he was forcibly removed and taken into custody.
Show me those hands, dude. Hey, show me your hands.
I got my hands, man. I'm trying to watch my phone.
Listen to me, you're about to get tased. You want to get tased, bro? Put it down right now. Put it down right now. 2 seconds. Put it down.
A loaded AR-style pistol was recovered from the vehicle. The driver showed signs of intoxication and refused testing. He now faces multiple serious charges, demonstrating how fleeing and resisting only escalate the situation and increase the danger for everyone involved.
Hold on, man.
Give me your hand. Give me your hand, dude.
On November 13th, 2020, a trooper initiated a traffic stop on a white Ford Expedition on Alpha Street. As the trooper approached, the driver suddenly accelerated and fled, turning onto Highway 278 and triggering a high-speed pursuit.
We're taking the exit 12, taking exit 12, it's the west end exit.
The suspect accelerated to over 100 miles per hour, ignored traffic signals, and continued fleeing westbound. During the pursuit, the trooper attempted to execute a TVI maneuver to end the situation. During the attempt, the patrol vehicle lost control, crossed into the opposite lane, and crashed into a roadside ditch, sustaining heavy damage and forcing the pursuit to be terminated. The suspect used the opportunity to escape. A follow-up investigation revealed the license plate was fictitious. The vehicle was located days later, and the driver, Justin Jenkins, was eventually taken into custody without incident. The case highlights the risks of high-speed intervention and how fleeing only delays consequences rather than avoiding them.
530 northbound. I think you just do 47.
Do you have an update?
On the afternoon of April 20th, 2022, Georgia State Patrol troopers spotted a blue-gray Dodge Charger matching a vehicle that had previously fled from police. When officers activated their emergency lights and entered a parking lot to investigate, the driver immediately accelerated away, spinning the tires as he fled and initiating a dangerous pursuit.
Come on, go,
During the escape, the suspect ran a stop sign and collided with another vehicle while turning onto Victory Drive, yet continued fleeing even though the tires were damaged. The Charger then ran a red light and drove into oncoming lanes, creating a serious hazard before the driver suddenly abandoned the car and fled on foot.
Hey! Let me see your hand! Taser!
Radio 1030, 1033, time 1080, 1080.
Let us be your hand! Let us be your hand! Get down!
Not bad.
Officers quickly pursued the suspect on foot. While running, he threw away ammunition and a backpack in an apparent attempt to discard evidence. A trooper ultimately deployed a taser, causing the suspect to fall to the ground, where he was quickly subdued and taken into custody.
There's going to be a pretty decent call on 50 guys, airport minute guys. That vehicle's going to be off in the wood line.
Nah. Big guy.
A search of the vehicle and discarded items revealed a stolen Glock handgun and a large bag of marijuana.
Hey, open that bag up right there. Or is
The suspect, Marcus Walden, a convicted felon, was transported to the Muscogee County Jail and now faces multiple serious charges.
Calm down. Calm down. You gonna stay right there, man. I'm getting tired of it. I gotta pat you down and keep moving. All right. Just chill out, man.
Bringing an end to a pursuit that escalated from a simple encounter into a dangerous criminal situation.
Gotta make sure you don't got no weapons on you. Now you can look at your car. Hold on.
At approximately 10 p.m. on Friday, July 28, 2023, along eastbound Interstate 40 near mile marker 283, an officer had conducted a traffic stop and briefly spoken with the driver. However, the driver refused to comply and suddenly accelerated away, prompting the Marion Police Department to initiate a pursuit and request assistance from the Arkansas State Police.
Alright, I'm in the right lane, it's in the left lane. Is it Crown Vic?
While fleeing along the interstate, the vehicle reached speeds exceeding 120 miles per hour and was driven recklessly, putting other motorists in serious danger. To stop the threat, an Arkansas State Police trooper executed a tactical vehicle intervention (TVI) maneuver, causing the suspect vehicle to lose control and come to a stop on the roadway.
Alright, I just about wrecked out. I TVI'd 1016. Hope I get trying to roll. Not the 283. We have,
However, from another angle of the pursuit, a second trooper approaching the scene did not realize the vehicle had already stopped following the PIT maneuver and collided heavily with the suspect's car, resulting in severe damage at the scene. Let's take another look at the sudden, hard-to-control collision that just happened.
I think I ran into that West Memphis unit.
The driver was later identified as DeMarcus Clark, a 32-year-old from West Memphis. Clark sustained critical injuries in the crash and later died from those injuries, bringing the dangerous high-speed pursuit to a tragic end.
I was coming over the hill. I don't know, sir. He was blacked out, but they split him in half, and that trooper's hurt, I think.
Okay.
While patrolling Washington Street near the northern end of the Highway 1 bypass in Forest City, a trooper received a notification that the St. Francis County Sheriff's Office was pursuing a red Dodge Ram traveling northbound. The trooper quickly moved to intercept and soon became the primary pursuing unit when the vehicle came into view. The driver, later identified as Andre T. Hunter, weaved through traffic, ignored traffic signals, and drove recklessly, showing a clear disregard for public safety. When the right moment presented itself, the trooper executed a tactical vehicle intervention, TVI, to bring the pursuit to an end. The maneuver caused the pickup truck to lose control, leave the roadway, roll over, and crash into a roadside ditch, leaving the vehicle completely disabled. Let's take another look at the PIT rollover from another trooper's camera angle.
Show me your hands! Show me your hands!
Officers quickly approached the scene and conducted a high-risk stop. When ordered to exit the vehicle, Hunter stepped out while still drinking a beer, clearly indicating alcohol consumption during the pursuit.
Walk up here! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up!
Hunter was taken into custody at the scene without further resistance. He was later transported to a medical center after complaining of shoulder pain and now faces multiple charges, including driving while intoxicated, driving with a suspended license, no insurance, possession of open alcohol in a vehicle, lane violations, and failure to obey traffic signals. The pursuit ended, but the legal consequences for the driver were only just beginning.
1421, are you on 1015?
10-4, 10-15, clear the net. Right.
Good job, bro.
The pursuit turned intense as a black Dodge Charger sped recklessly through the streets of Arkansas in an attempt to escape. The suspect ran multiple red lights, aggressively weaved through tight gaps in traffic, and even collided with civilian vehicles without slowing down, showing a complete disregard for public safety. Officers maintained close pursuit, coordinating over the radio while tracking the Charger as it tore through busy intersections. Each burst of acceleration and sudden lane change heightened the tension, with every movement increasing the risk of a serious crash. The chase came to an end at the McCain intersection when the Charger lost control and slammed head-on into an SUV. The impact sent the vehicle onto the median, scattering debris across the roadway before it came to a stop in a chaotic scene.
Charles 21, he just caused another wreck here at Landers and McCain. We're now going right on Landers.
We got to stop Landers and McCain.
As the vehicle stopped, officers moved in through the dust and debris, quickly removing the driver and taking him into custody. The suspect was identified as Jalen Jones. A search of the vehicle revealed a firearm and narcotics, adding to the severity of the charges.
Show me your fucking hands! Anybody else in there? There's a gun in the car. Anybody else? Cuff him, I got cover. You fucking move.
This incident once again highlights how reckless attempts to flee not only endanger innocent lives, but also lead to serious legal consequences. Despite the attempt to escape, the suspect ultimately faced accountability for his actions.
We're gonna need a unit though at McCain